Let's review some on-chain metrics, go over an analysis of Bitcoin, and look at some trade entries. Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome to our weekly analysis of Bitcoin, where we'll be taking a dive into the on-chain metrics and taking a look at the charts. And for those of you who are new here, we provide regular updates on the crypto market, along with some trade entries that our team at Coin Insights has put together. And if you're interested in joining a free trading community, the link is listed in the description down below. And I'm also really excited to announce that I've gained access to another funded trading account, and I'm planning to schedule a daily live stream to show you guys how to grow a portfolio once we reach 1,000 subscribers on the channel. So if you guys want to see how I trade live, please consider subscribing as it helps me out a lot. And as always, we'll provide timestamps for your guys' convenience so you can easily navigate to the sections that interest you the most. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first metric I wanted to go over was our liquidity heat map. And for those of you who are new to our channel, we like to trade alongside large institutions, whales, and larger investors. And when these traders want to place their orders, they require a substantial amount of liquidity. Therefore, these areas of liquidity act as almost magnets for price action, as these are the most efficient and effective ways that smart money can move around their capital. Notice in a few areas, price comes up to wipe out a lot of the liquidity. And as traders, we're always playing our probabilities. And if there's more liquidity lying below, I believe the chance that we go lower is much higher than the chance that we go higher, as there are a lot of levels of liquidity lying below us. The next metric I like to take a look at is the liquidation levels of Bitcoin. And as I mentioned before, you want to see a wipe of a lot of short liquidity before price action actually goes short, and vice versa. You want to see a wipe of a large amount of long liquidity before price finds some sort of support and a move up. And you can see that on this move up that we had recently, we've had a large wipe of short liquidity, and therefore price action is able to move towards the downside to hunt out a lot of the leftover liquidity from leveraged long traders. And so this is just more confidence through on-chain metrics that we are headed down. I also wanted to take a quick look at the Bitcoin exchange of net position on all exchanges. This just means how much Bitcoin is coming onto and off of exchanges, and the green means that Bitcoin is coming onto exchanges. And usually when that happens, you see a lot of bearishness or bearish price action. And the fact that we have a surplus of Bitcoin coming onto exchanges as price action is moving to the upside, this is a fairly bearish sign, as more Bitcoin on exchanges provides more liquidity for sellers. So now to get to our chart, we went over this chart a few weeks ago. I mentioned that Bitcoin was going through the phases of Wyckoff distribution. And you can see that after our preliminary supply and our buying climax, we had our automatic reaction and our secondary tests. So usually what happens after this is just some sort of consolidation before a sign of weakness. So the sign of weakness is a observable move to the downside after our confirmation of a change of character, which we have on the daily, which I'll show you guys on another cleaner chart. But this is just a proof that now supply is dominant. And once we reach down towards our area of demand, we can see smart money in these areas of high liquidity where we saw in the heat map. You can see smart money start to accumulate and push the price back up, having our upthrust here. So as we experience these phases of Wyckoff distribution, I will keep you guys updated. But for now, we are in the secondary test and this phase of distribution where we're likely to see a sign of weakness, which is more confirmation that we have bearishness to the downside. So now to get to our chart, we do have momentum on the higher time frame, where this blue line is the 50-day moving average, this purple line is the 10-week moving average, and this red line is the 200-day moving average. So we do have bullish momentum, but in my opinion, I believe that we are going to fall here. So now to go to a lower time frame here. So we've experienced the preliminary supply, the buying climax, the automatic reaction, and the secondary tests. So now as we consolidate here, the few options I see are we wick out a lot of the late shorters before our move down, or price action just becomes really weak and then we'll see chop down until a larger drop. And then we'll likely see consolidation and a move up. But if price action is still fairly bearish, we can see consolidation and a move down. In points of consolidation, especially after moves up or moves down, you want to see relatively low volume. If you see relatively high volume, that means the move is not finished. And likely you can see continuation in the initial direction. So a lot of my analysis for Bitcoin remains the same. A lot of this price action was fairly tradable, and if you guys were in a free Discord, we were able to catch a lot of these moves. Bitcoin actually gave us almost 5 entries into the short. And these multiple entries also mean that it is tapping out a lot of the overhead supply. And when that happens, not all the time, but a lot of times, you will see sharp moves down. It is possible to get even tighter consolidation here until the core CPI meeting on Wednesday, until we see some volatile action and we get our true direction. If you guys have not entered a short yet, it is fairly risky to enter a short now, but the area I'd be looking for is a wipe of a lot of this liquidity up here off of these relatively equal highs, where you can place a short trade off of the wipe of these highs and your stop above the swing high, as that would invalidate your trade, and profit levels at around this order block, possibly going to this lower order block where you can just continue to take profits. If price doesn't end up coming back here, we end up dropping. If we get a daily candle close below this candle, we'd have a broken base on the daily where we can see price action exhibit some sort of movement like this. Therefore, you look to place a short trade with the entry on this broken base and stop above the recent swing high or other key levels. But a lot of those levels we don't know until this base gets broken and we have more price action to work with. Overall, my idea on Bitcoin remains the same. I think we are bearish and we are going to move towards the downside, with the core CPI possibly being the catalyst for the downside move. If you guys enjoyed this analysis, please let me know in the comments down below. Leave me a like and subscribe if you guys want me to make more content like this. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.